Building brand awareness in the decentralized world. Strategies for Web 3.0 marketing.
Great to be on this panel with you, with yourself. I think we'll start off with introductions. So I'm Adel Bhurtun. I'm founder of Traders Brawl. Traders Brawl is a Web3 agency based in Dubai. Our focus and our niche is actually financial freedom with fitness, where we partner with gyms as well as events like AIBC. We speak at events, and in exchange, we get free gym passes. At the same time, we get free speaker sessions like here, because it's a barter system. Our aim is to build a presence and provide affordable marketing services for Web3 agencies, Web3 companies. And here we're talking about brand building, and I'm so glad to be on the panelists with you guys. And I'd like to hand over to yourself to introduce yourself and your company.
Hello. Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Towqeer. I run a company called Emchain. Emchain is basically a user-based acquisition and marketing solutions company. We can say that roughly we have one of the largest world's subscription-based models, where we have around 500 million plus subscribers base, around 1,500 plus content creators working with us. We are the exclusive CSPs for companies like Facebook Gaming in India. We are the exclusive CSPs for world's largest independent game streaming platform like 𝐒𝐿𝐴. And we have been working closely in the gaming and esports industry and marketing side and content distribution side since last 4 to 5 years. We roughly generate every single month more than 4 to 5 billion viewership. And we do it across all the streaming platforms, be it the OTT counters or be it the conventional YouTube or other particular platforms. Why we call ourselves mainly as user-based acquisition company rather than a marketing company is that we actually focus mainly on acquiring users, which comes as a post-marketing solution. So yeah, that's a brief introduction. And also we have some esports development and esports organization that falls under the same company group.
Very nice introduction. Very great traction I hear. And let's now hand over to our other panelist member. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Anna Tutova. I'm co-founder of Coins.Telegram. We have a group of companies. We have a news media, YouTube channel, and PR marketing agency. And we support the projects in the space with the brand promotion and building trust in the media. We help get featured our clients in publications in both traditional business, financial, and crypto media like Forbes, Entrepreneur, Finance, 𝐒𝐿𝐴, and Telegraph, and so on. As well, we help with regional developments in Asia, Europe, Latin America, Middle East. We work as well with a lot of influencers, do social media campaigns, so do everything to help and support to grow the projects.
Great, fantastic. So really good, two companies already with traction and based in Dubai. I've heard of Coins.Telegram before as well. My question for both of you actually, firstly, is does Web 2 marketing differ from Web 3? And if so, how and why? Who would like to take this first?
Yeah, it's somehow different in terms of the channels, and it's as well becomes more different in the ages and with the bigger crypto adoption, and especially these days, with recently we have blockchain gaming NFTs, which attracted as well wider audience, which are not only who are not only interested just in pure trading, speculation, or something like that, but people just do things for fun as well, like entertainment or following NFTs of their favorite celebrities or people who are interested in art and so on. So it depends. It much depends as well on the type of the project you promote. So, for example, if you have general projects which can be understandable for the wider audience, you can promote it in traditional channels as well, like in business, tech media, among traditional influencers. If you have something very technical or into DeFi, maybe it will be relevant more to select very targeted channels, just crypto media or just crypto trading influencers where you can find the right target audience. As well, in terms of application of social media, it's must for any project, and it's the first where you reach your audience and grow your community. For the Web2, it's usually everybody uses like Facebook, Instagram, as well as some other channels, but specifically for Web3 industry, Twitter and Discord and as well Telegram are the main social media where you can update in real time your community and as well communicate with your community.
I really resonate with that, yes. And go ahead, yourself.
I mean, I have a different approach towards that concept. I don't think it should differ, right? So rather than does it differ or does it not differ, but I don't think it should differ. However, in the understanding of basic Web3 marketing concepts are not aligned towards the actual adaptation of that particular project. Like when we conventionally look at any particular, let's say you take any Web3 product that is out there, and the mainstream media that, or the channels that they have acquired is the same PR, basic KOL strategy. You can say, like, going into multiple media channels of Web3 oriented, like, newspapers or articles, so on and so forth. But I think one of the basic hindrances in adaptation to Web3 has become this idea of marketing. When we take this particular approach, we are only targeting a very segmented, audience, rather than going into the fintech audience, a conventional Web2 fintech audience, rather than focusing on a larger scale of audience on a broader perspective. I say that rather than creating a separate channel for Web3 media and marketing, the more ideas should be aligned towards actually going into the mass scale and the channels which has higher tractions than the Web3 media. Now, per se, the idea of marketing somehow, I don't know how it has formulated into Web3, is that when we start a project, the first approach is like, I want to go into this magazine, and this paper, and I want to go through this KOL, that KOL. That's how the world is going to know me. But if you look at a conventional, multi-billion-dollar companies or multi-million-dollar companies, we see that this particular stage comes after the project has achieved a success rate, or they have onboarded users, or they have onboarded particular audience for their project. Now, rather than taking that step first, and that too in a very segregated way, that I'm going to approach these 10,000 readers or 100,000 readers, which are not really readers, then going into a conventional Web2 media basis and lighting that a larger scale, 97% of the global population, target them and tell them about my project. If I retain even 1% out of it, I'm still a very successful project, right? So I don't think it should differ at all. I don't see there is a need to do that. There is no need for me as a Web3 project or anyone's Web3 project to go out and say that, hey, I'm different than you. But rather than having an approach that I'm same as you, but I do things a little better, right? So how do I do that better? I reward in certain ways, whatever your project inclines towards. So, as I said, it definitely shouldn't differ. And I kind of don't agree with the same concept of going in a conventional Web3 media.
Interesting. So I have some interesting views about this because my agency is sort of Web2 and Web3, gyms and also NFT, media partnerships. We invest in NFT projects ourselves. We invest in tokens ourselves. One of the things I learned about Web3 videos or video, I suppose you could say the next Instagram, is that you can actually watch to earn. So you post videos of, let's say you're in the gym, but most likely these kind of videos are more crypto-based. You post these videos, and if people vote and like your content, you can earn. Now, in Web2, that would not be possible, right? You post a video or a reel on Instagram, or you have a Twitter space, there's no earning potential on that, but you don't do it for the earning. You don't. Some people want to do it for the earning. Some people want to do it for the credibility because of the vote. Because of a DAO, in a DAO, every person who is a DAO member can vote, and they have they're verified on the blockchain that they through their MetaMask account that they are a person. But in Web2, it's not the same. So I just wanted to highlight that point and ask you, what do you think of the concept of watch to earn in Web3 in the new era that we live in? Is that something scalable? What do you guys think?
You see, we have been working with multiple OTT platforms, like, as I said, like Facebook Gaming, with Loco, with some of the other streaming platforms, where the mechanism is still there that, basically you get a Web2 token, or you get basically some sort of rewards and these points to actually watch more and more content. But you have to look at the feasibility of that product itself, that if I watch to earn, but how is that company making revenue? Because the ad models are not working. Because most of the ad data is, first, before actually going to that concept, we have to see how we basically monetize the militarized data that is under these big companies. Right? So unless that data is not brought on chain for most of these companies who are actually going there and paying for the AdWords and so on and so forth, unless that's not solved, I don't see there is any feasibility with anyone creating a wash to earn and then keeping it as a sustainable model for long. Like, they will have to dry up their treasuries for doing so. So I firmly believe that before actually going to the solution, we have to start digging the other sources to it. That how are we, let's say we are running one of the world's largest independent game streaming platform with around 70 million users, funded by Sequoia, Hash, all of these companies. But they still don't have an ad model. Why is that? They are not doing any advertising. They are actually burning cash at the moment to just make sure that these streamers, these professional streamers as well as amateur streamers, are onboarded at the same time. Why? Because they know that if they start monetizing that model, the data that is available there will not be able to, you won't be able to scale it unless there is an opportunity that is created from the Telcon data. But you cannot monetize on Telcon data because it's all the servers are actually militarized. You cannot sell that data to anyone unless someone comes up with a magical hardware that you can place inside these Telcon towers, and then you can scale it on that. You can say e-commerce, you can solve all this data issue that is there. So I don't think there is any such sustainable thing called successful wash to earn concept right now, unless it's done on a very large scale.
Okay, interesting. I want to get Anna's views. So he thinks that it's not sustainable right now in terms of watch to earn because of the reasons he just described. What do you think about that?
I think it is scalable, but in the very long term. The main issue that currently all these play-to-earn games, watch-to-earn, and etc., with the incentivization in Web3, people mostly from developing countries use those applications. And most of them use not for fun, but just mainly because it's their additional source of income. When it comes to growing your user base, driving your user to your platform, it's really hard to switch people, for example, from watching Netflix or TV or YouTube, or as well, for example, posting their photos, sharing posting Twitter, on Instagram, because people go where their friends are, where they can connect with other people, where there is already million user base. So nobody wants really to go and try new platforms. It's usually just people who have a lot of ideas and are very pro decentralization and so on, or people from developing countries for whom it's most as a source of income. But it's as well a generational question. Maybe younger generation will pick up more with all these new different incentivization applications, because it will be more interesting for them to try all that stuff, and maybe we will see as well another unicorns among watch to earn or play to earn.
Okay, interesting concept. So why I asked this question was because there is a company I use called Bulls by Warm Protocol, Melanie, and also 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿, M Content, if you might have heard of them. They've invited me over, and they were in the process of getting a partnership. And when you watch more of their content, it's like they're trying to build another YouTube, the YouTube 2.0, but with a Web3 aspect to it, allowing you to, when you post ads or when you post content that is authentic and good, and people can actually vote and say it's good, I like this content, rather than just an ad coming on your screen without your consent. you can actually get rewarded for that. Maybe it is still yet to become a successful venture. What do you think?
You see, like you can do it for a very short time. But if you look at like the longest sustainable model, as I said, that the wash turn concept and the ideas of marketing through these particular projects cannot be solved unless the data is like actually being scaled. Like let's say there is a concept up and coming called DeSci, decentralized science, where every single individual will have his own rights to sell that data or not, and who he actually wants to sell it, right? So unless the data is not decentralized and brought on chain, I don't think it makes a sustainable model, because everything is with Google, everything is with Facebook, everything is with these giant
corporations.
Giant corporations.
That's true.
So unless we don't solve that issue, so the model doesn't become sustainable. Till then, we have seen multi-billion-dollar companies trying to build those OTT platforms, but not being able to monetize on those particular platforms. But rather, if those kinds of platforms come on chain, they have that user base worldwide that they can actually start monetizing on chain.
Right.
But now, let's say when we take, you have different UGC strategies that you can generate through that. There has to be, like, let's say in marketing, right? One of the most important factors especially in Web3 gaming, or let's say in any particular product, is the user generated content. Content is key, but like, let's say, how do you distribute that media and content in the market? How do you basically onboard millions of users? But there has to be a strategy, right? So now, if I want to take my particular play to earn game into the market, and I want to go and I want users to adapt, like, this game and play it every day, so that I can build a very successful, economy. Now, it doesn't really happen because people adhere to the basic conventional marketing that I want to go to this newspaper, this KOL, that KOL, but there is no strategy. You know what I mean? So how is your GTM aligned with the rest of the world, right? With the gaming market. So I can go in the market. I can rather than me trying to go against companies like Tencent, Riot, and all these companies, why don't I copy their strategies? Right? This is one of the models that we function on as company, because we are partners with Tencent for their co-creation programs in South Asia from last 4 years. We are their comms partners, in, let's say, in Turkey since last 1 year. So we know exactly what these big giant corporations do. So my advice to all the clients that we are dealing with, we don't tell them that, hey, you have to go on war and tell Tencent that I'm going to kill your model or anything like that. No, rather adhere to that model, replicate it, use conventional Web 2 platforms, bring those users to your particular product, and then scale the project up and up.
Right.
Right? Rather than, let's say, the biggest problem in marketing right now is the concept that, hey, here is a KOL, pay him $100,000, and that $100,000 is going to bring you validity. But people have to move on from that concept. If I take that same $100,000, if I take the $100,000 into the European market, it costs me around $7 to bring one user. Right? And if I take the same $100,000 in the Asian market, let's say per user costs me less than $1. So rather than me taking this particular product and trying to convince every single Web3 user that, hey, I'm authenticated because Michael Jordan is promoting my product, that doesn't solve anything. Right? So Adidas didn't go in the beginning and they started onboarding these users through Kanye West. I mean, whenever it was there. They spend that money from the surplus revenue that they have created. So we have to understand that your strategy should be aligned first to acquire the users through the user-generated content, distribute your media, have a strategy aligned with the Web 2 market, onboard users from that. Then when you see that you have around 100, 200,000 users who are active, I'm not talking about just downloads. I'm just saying active users.
Yeah.
Then you go into the market, your sustainability is like that at least every month you can generate at least 200,000 as a revenue. Then I will go and take, let's say, a tier 3 celebrity to bring some sort of low-level authenticity into it. Everything comes step by step, rather than jumping to the last stage first, that here is Michael Jordan, or here is, like, let's say,
Gary
Cristiano.
V.
Yeah, Gary V, or here is anyone else, like, promoting my project.
Right.
That is very short-term idea. You need to have co-creation strategy. You need to have UGC strategies. You need to have media distribution strategies.
Fantastic.
If that's not solved, I don't think you are going in the right direction of marketing overall. So that's what I believe in should be solved first. Then we go into which platform to go on. Till then, stick to YouTube. Stick to other OTT
Yes,
counters.
yes,
Like,
yes.
then bring the revolution.
Fine.
It's like become rich first, then become a philanthropist.
Right.
Right? So if we don't have that enough firepower in our treasuries, I'm not going to try and go out there and become that philanthropist that, hey, here is my, I try and go around on stages and say to the moon every single place. That's not how you go to the moon. You got to build a rocket first, right?
Yes, yes.
So yeah,
You've got to do your time. You've got to do your time. I want to move on. In terms of, because you mentioned strategy, and we're talking marketing strategy in the new era, Web 3.0. Now, I want to share something with you guys. We have a copywriter, but I know another company who used to have a copywriter. Now, they fired their copywriter. You know what they're using instead? ChatGPT to write all their content for them. So I wanted to ask, since you both have companies, is this something you've done or are considering? Because this is happening right now, and I'm also, I don't want to say I'm considering it because I love my staff, but it's something that can be done in the Web3 because whether it's Web3 or Web2, it doesn't matter. It's about marketing and the strategy end of the day. If you can use a robot to do it for you and save costs, would you really like make your staff redundant and do it for the profits? What do you guys think? Maybe I'll let Anna take this one.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit skeptical about ChatGPT. Yeah, of course, like AI has been always in development for the years, and it's just the first application which came to the public and got millions of users just within a week. Yeah, of course, it's cool that it became accessible to everybody, and everybody can just put some text task, and ChatGPT will write you an essay or article just in a minute or something like that. But still, ChatGPT is quite outdated. Its training data is only up to 2021. So still we need people, we need humans, and as well human relation to this or that subject and some human application. And as well we need the data which will be relevant to our time, to 2023. Of course, when you use something just for the rewriting of the text, you can put just some news, and you need to make it to the unique text. ChatGPT will make it for you. But if you make another research which has some new unique data, and ChatGPT is not trained about it, of course you need humans. So I wouldn't say that AI will substitute human workforce in the next few years. Of course, a lot of even bigger publications lay off some of their journalists, but I still think that we need humans to do some of the work which to make even more unique articles, because sometimes I even don't like the formulations of ChatGPT, and I consider that people can make a better job. And another cool thing I like ChatGPT about, and I see a big future, is finding the bugs in the code or teaching the code. So children or people who are keen to learn the code can just ask ChatGPT and it will explain. Or as well, developers can save a lot of time in finding some bugs in their code.
Yeah, yeah. And not just that. I mean, before we get into that, I want to also just say ChatGPT, firstly, is not decentralized. It is centralized. You have to create an account, KYC. Just want to make that clear. You have to give your data to a central authority. That's how I define what is centralized and not decentralized. But not only are we seeing this in ChatGPT, but we're also seeing this in PineScript, another coding language you can use in creating bots that will trade on your behalf, like algorithmic trading. But this is a separate topic. I'm just saying the concept is there that AI is disrupting marketing strategies and general strategy, like corporate strategies. I wondered if you wanted to weigh your thoughts on AI, using AI in marketing.
I mean, it's not just about ChatGPT, right? So only ChatGPT is one particular application that is out there, and which actually became kind of outbursted a lot of other technologies at the same time, and it came out and people started talking more and more about it. But AI development has been happening since a while. But you have to understand that for AI to function, you have to feed it new information every single time.
Yeah, yeah.
But who creates that information is the humans who actually feed the AI, right? So it might train itself to, like, to an extent that what things were happening in the past, but you have to still see that how things are going in the ongoing period that humans will feed the information, right? But I think like there'll still be need of humans. Like it cannot, AI can never replace humans because it doesn't provide you the customized solution to things. It doesn't understand the sentimental, feed to that. And I mean, I'm not an AI tech guy, but I do use it for sometimes writing quick emails to the staff,
Right.
right? So on Mondays and Sundays. So it really helps in that. But further than that, I do see that it is of use, but you still need humans to use it. So copywriting for sure has to be more personalized, being in the marketing industry. It cannot create a customized copywriting solution for any brand or information. So that's what I feel about it.
Interesting. So, okay, that's an interesting concept because I think most people would agree with you that you need a hybrid approach. You're never too much on one extreme or to one end of the spectrum over the other. I use my video editor. Myself, I'm a video editor too. I still need to drag and drop the videos and stuff and put it together. But I believe in the future there will be a software that can do that for you. You just have to drag and drop, but you never have to really cut so much. They'll do the cutting for you and everything. So I'm still old school when it comes to uploading YouTube videos because I'm a YouTuber and I also upload videos of me speaking on panels. I have a podcast. I need to edit it at the end of the day. Where I can find ways to cut, I would use ChatGPT to write tweets. I would do tweets on that. I would do newsletters. We have a newsletter as well. And so I agree with you. Hybrid approach, 100%.
So you know when, let's say, you said you do your video editing yourself, right? So as particular creator or content creator, when you're generating content, every single individual has a customized way of thinking, right? That his own processor uses, that's his brain.
Right.
So you might not like the blue or red or white effects of that AI software is providing you, but eventually you will have to moderate it yourself.
Yes.
But you will have to shoot the video yourself.
Yes.
Right? And you have to make sure that which frame comes at which place yourself.
Yes.
So all AI can do is it can give an enhancing touch to it, rather than actually taking over your job.
Yes.
And shooting the video themselves.
Yes.
So on and so forth. Maybe like in another 200 years, but not now.
Fantastic, fantastic. I want to move on now to NFTs. The use of NFTs to market your brand and as part of a marketing strategy. This is something that has come over by storm in the last at least 2 years. NFTs have become such a hype train, such a hype creation. Like we're launching our NFT drop, and that's been used as a clickbait for people to enter in quickly, invest in quickly, but they don't know what they're investing in. Now, how can we navigate this problem? Because sometimes, I'm not saying all NFTs are crap and have no utility, okay? I don't want to be rude, but some of them really don't have any utility. They're just like a membership thing, but what are you getting out of it? But this is being used as a tool for eyeballs. People are clicking, people are getting into it, and it's working successfully.
You see, you have to, in NFT markets, you have to understand one thing, that let's say you go to Dubai Mall, right? And you know exactly why you're going to Dubai Mall, maybe just to chill, check out things, or maybe you actually know that what you want to buy, and you pick a store and you buy something. It's the same sentiment and common sense that you can add to buying NFTs. Some people buy it just because it looks cool. Some people buy it out of greed. People who buy it out of greed, that tomorrow it might like 10 times, tomorrow they might bring the value to 10 folds or something like that. So, but they are gambling on it, right? So some people buy it because of utility. So when you buy it out of utility, you have to understand that if I am buying it out of utility, that what kind of use case scenarios are there. I believe that one of the biggest, the first storm of NFTs we have not even seen yet. I think it will more come from the Web3 gaming side, because I think gaming industry is massive. It's around $180 billion industry every year. The sooner we realize it's just a matter of when the biggest corporations in publishing, like game publishers, adapt to that blockchain side of it and start utilizing NFTs. I think NFTs will be the biggest things, but I am not with the idea of just selling dreams, but I'm just with the idea of selling utility behind that NFT.
Fine.
Right?
Fine.
So, like it can be sports metaverses where you can use them for fan interactions. It can be basically any other particular game where you can enhance your skills in a better way. That's mostly about it.
Okay, I want to get just Anna's last thoughts, and then we're going to have to bring this to a close because we're up for time. So Anna, just your thoughts on NFT marketing. Is it something that that can be successful?
Yeah, I agree that the real utility of NFTs is in Web3 gaming. Generally, in other use cases of NFTs, mostly this is art or music, and it's a super subjective thing, especially when it comes to the art. It's the same when it comes to traditional art, why somebody values this or that picture at $1 million, like $100 million or more, and another picture was nothing. So the same with NFTs and with CryptoPunks, etc. But now all these blue chip NFTs as well got more utility, like Yuga Labs and with Bored Ape Yacht clubs. They as well have like a membership club for the events. They launched a game and etc. And for other NFTs, yeah, it may be used as a marketing tool as well. It empowered some artists, some creators to get additional monetization, but it's still all about marketing. If you don't really market your NFTs, nobody will care about it. And I consider it's as well more a great tool for some PR stunt for big brands. Like, for example, Amazon plans to launch their own NFT marketplace and to launch as well their blockchain games to engage their users. Starbucks partnered as well with Polygon, so for some points on blockchain, and as well they are launching their NFTs, and a number of other brands announced the launch of their NFTs, and all the big media start immediately pick up this news, and all those big brands getting free PR from this. So on that side, it's a great thing. Another thing is for the artists, because they can get royalties from their NFTs.
Really resonated with what you said. I think, just to reiterate, you can have the best NFT in the world, but if your marketing is terrible, it's not going to work out. We'll end on that note. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Towqeer. This has been a great panel on brand building in Web3. Thank you so much for your time, for listening.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.